Hello and welcome to the Battling Barrow. In this we are going to look at an old board game that I've just recently picked up. It's Christmas time as I'm recording this. One thing I love about watching and reading this time of year is the Chronicles of Narnia, specifically The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. I love watching it on the TV, and you'd think it might be perhaps this version I'd watch, the Walt Disney version. The big one that came out, but no, it's not. It's the one I used to watch as a kid growing up, which is the old BBC TV series. This is pure whimsical magic and enjoyment. I used to watch this as a kid when it came out, and I still watch it now. And what I didn't realise is at the time a board game was made for this, and that is what we are going to be looking at in this video. It just totally passed me by. I picked it up a few months back on eBay for the grand sum of £3.50. So even if it's atrocious, it can't be bad for £3.50. So I thought all we're going to do is have a look through the box, what's the contents are like, and a video about that. So yeah, let's have a look at the box. Alright, and here is the box. It wasn't in too bad condition. The corners were all okay. Yeah, it does have some sellotape here for some reason. Don't know, but that will remain there forever now. BBC 1988, the games team. I don't know what that means, if that was what company that is, whether it's in-house or no, it says licensed by, so I imagine that's a company that I've never heard of and probably doesn't exist anymore. It might do. There's nothing on the back of the box, I'm not flipping over, it's just plain. One thing to note is it's the Chronicles of Narnia, game based on the spellbinding BBC dramatisation of the novels of C.S. Lewis. It's not just The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, it encompasses all the TV series that the Beeb done back in the day. That the DVD I had showed earlier shows off. So it's pretty cool. Nice box art featuring pictures from the film. Inside, again, just a clear box. First thing we're presented with are the instructions and a list of contents I've been through, and it is totally complete. So it is just one page, double-sided, but it's on nice thick paper. Nowadays, if you bought this game, it would be on thin, cheap, almost tissue paper. It's the game itself, as we'll see in a minute. A bit of damage on the box there. $3.50. You are not going to complain. It's just a vacuum form box that holds everything in. The game itself, from what I can tell, is very abstract. That is the board. You have spinning thing here. Again, pictures from the program itself. We'll come back to that in a moment, because in here, all you're basically getting are some cards, some pins, which remind me of a game called Mastermind that was popular back in the day. I'm not too sure if they're even the same pins as Mastermind. If anyone's my age remembers that game. So we have those. We have these cards, and we have these white bits, which have these white discs. Now here there was a bit of damage. I'm going to have a holder here, as this one it's snapped off, so I would need to repair that ideally. There are other bits that go along with it in a minute. We have these cards, these small cards, and they all have art or pictures from the game. We have these Aslan cards, which I'm assuming are going to be beneficial. White Queen cards, which I'm assuming are going to be non-beneficial. Yeah, let's see. And then you have various different scenes. I believe the object of the game is to collect these to make a complete scene. Let's see here. It's a very random scene collection game. So we have a load of these pins, and this is what I'm talking about here, and a die. Yeah, so on these pins here, you can see where on this one This should be attached to here, so I might super glue that one day and get that back on. For now, we shall leave it. You have these cards, and I think these represent the scenes you're trying to make using the small cards. So it's like a jigsaw. You can look at these and get a feel for the picture. So these are all scenes from the show. The costuming was fantastic for a BBC thing in the 80s, for a kids thing. Tom Baker there, Fourth Doctor, Doctor Who, the White Witch and the Dwarf, kids, Mr. Tumnus. Just I'll have to re-watch this now I've seen this. Fantastic. Great series. There's the lamppost. At least a spare room. Reaper Cheap, I think that is, isn't it? Who is Warwick Davis in a mouse costume. Who is Willow and Wicket the Ewok. And in, for your younger people, he's in Harry Potter. There's a lot of characters in that. Going through this. Cool, okay. And then the only other two things in this are these. They're thick cardboard. 4 or 5 mil thick. There's these spinning discs. Then you've just got the vacuum formed box with nothing underneath. As far as I can tell, the point of the game is to you put these through the back here. It's got holes in the board, so you need to put these through. Of course, this one's broken, so it doesn't quite work as we want. So for now, I'll just do that. Okay. Going to be a very temporarily solution, I think. And then we put Aslan on over here. We put the Queenie here, and then what you're meant to do with this bit, it sort of locks it into place. We can't lock this one into place. And we have our game board. What's going to happen? You're going to do this and spin round. Yeah, I'm confused by the rules. I tried reading them. I should read them. Should have read them for this game. But there are problems with the board. Warpage means you've got issues with this. Also, the fact that you've got these in, lift it up here. But for so I've got quite a gap here, finger little gap. But okay. So, possession, the Aslan wheel and a White Witch on the game board. 2 wheels interlock at the start game. Both images are vertical, so I guess that's kind of like that. Make sure I'm held in place. Object of the game. Each card represents a scene from the BBC thing. That's what these are. Each scene has 4 corresponding scene part cards. That's what these little ones represent. When placed together, make up a scene. Players must try and collect the 4-part scene cards, which make up the whole scene of each of the chosen scene cards. The winner is the first place person to do so. Player throws a dice to determine who will start. After throwing the die, players move the White Witch appropriate number of spaces, either clockwise or anti-clockwise, direction more favourable. So yeah, it will turn it in the opposite direction. Go on it. Player has moved the wheel. They will then have 1 or more coloured markers opposite the part of the scene cards match around the wheel. Yeah, there's a big setup. So basically, it's a game of chance. You're rolling dice. You're moving this set amount of times. You have these pegs on, I believe, here. That's what we do here. You pick a colour. Each player sets a minimum of 2 scene cards around here, so you'd shuffle these cards, they go around here. like so. Each player has a minimum of 2 scene cards. Each player indicates scene cards she is playing by placing coloured marker pegs in the appropriate holes in the Aslan wheel. So you're putting these here, and when your card things spin round, if your peg is on one of those cards, you can take the scene card. So if I landed here and I'm green, I would take this. I think you then remove that, and that's your card. These are like wild cards, and the witch cards are bad cards, and you keep going until you would then dish out these at the beginning of the game, so each player gets a number of these, and when you've made all your scenes up, you win effectively. And there's a mechanic for stealing. Very random, could get very tedious, not the best game. It's also a very abstract game for a Narnia type game. Could be fun, I guess, but the game itself, you could change the artwork and it could represent anything. There's nothing here that screams out this is indicative of Narnia. But I paid £3.50 for it on eBay, so I'm not going to complain too much, because it was £3.50. And he's a very tame lion. But I think that's it for this quick look at this Narnia board game from the past. It's interesting. If anyone wants to know more, let me know, and I can go into more details on the rules, maybe do a playthrough of it. I don't know if that would be worth it, but for now, that's it for this video. Until the next one, guys, stay safe, take care, give me a little scrunch behind the ear. Bye bye.